Unbelievable Grand Prix. This is an unbelievable Grand Prix. It's still going on, but like, hey, let me just turn it down for it. This Grand Prix, this one currently on lap 47 out of 69. Max Verstappen hasn't won the Grand Prix yet. If he wins this, Max Verstappen is a top 5 GOAT of all time. I'm not going to argue it. How I've been converted into a Max Verstappen fan. This is undeniable. This guy deserves the championship so bad. P12, P17 after a 5-place grid penalty. 5 seconds in the sprint. They cannot keep him down. Something about São Paulo recovery drives, they just hit different to everything. They just hit different. Ferrari having an absolute stinker. They had a stinker on Leclerc. Sainz, it was a bit like, obviously he went out, but Leclerc snatching. Honestly, they snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. They were really close to having a really good race, but they just couldn't make it work. How in the world has McLaren done this? It makes no damn sense. I don't get it. Max Verstappen 17th to 1st right now on lap 48. But Lando Norris from what, P1, P2, whatever. I think he started on pole. P1 to P6. Can someone make this make sense? I'm currently trying to clean my room whilst this is happening, so don't mind the mess. This makes no sense. Oh my goodness. This is turning into one of my favorite Grand Prix of the season. This is turning into one of my, maybe it's not one of my favorite seasons. But at the same time, it's definitely really good. It's definitely delivering. This is proper championship stuff. And all I'm going to say is this, right? Lando Norris has the fastest car on the grid by a country motherfucking mile. Sorry, let me not swear. He has the fastest car on the grid by a mile. Stick Lando Norris P11 and Max Verstappen P1. Lando Norris would barely get 5th, or would barely get 3rd. I don't believe he will touch P2. I don't even believe he will touch P1. The gap in skill, in talent, in ability, in performance between Max Verstappen and Lando Norris only seems close because their cars are so disproportionately far away from each other. Lando Norris is nowhere close to as good as Max Verstappen is. And it's not even a debate. Max Verstappen has made the actual shitbox of a Red Bull look good this season. Look good. He's made it look good. From round 6, he didn't have the fastest car. And for some reason, in São Paulo, he is currently in the lead of the Grand Prix. Can somebody make this make sense? Because right now, I'm getting very much Lewis 2021 vibes. When it's like, who can really stop this guy? And if Max doesn't win the championship, in the final couple races of the season, in the final race of the season, whatever it is that decides this championship. If he doesn't win the championship, I want everyone to know that Norris did not deserve it. He just had the fastest car. It was genuinely just the car. Because on talent, he's barely getting past Piastri. He's barely doing it. Max Verstappen is carrying not only himself to this championship, but he is carrying Red Bull. Because right now, where the fuck is Perez? Perez is in P10. He's in P10, having squabbled with Lawson and done all sorts of nonsense and spun around at the start all by himself. This is Max Verstappen versus Ferrari versus McLaren. And he is still bodying everyone. If you had a half-decent teammate, would they be in second? Maybe they'll be in second. Is it 50-50 they'll be in second? But I can't believe this. What am I seeing? This is one of the great drives. I don't want to jinx it, obviously. But if he wins this race, this could be one of the greatest drives I've ever seen a driver. Not even going to question it. Max Verstappen, after this, he's one of my top 5 GOATs. I won't even... I ain't want to play with you. I ain't want to play with you like that. You can say what you want. He's in the top 5 for me. Top 5 GOATs, Max Verstappen. On ability in their prime, Max Verstappen. I don't care what other argument is. This is... I hope we're going to all understand how disgusting and how unbelievable Max Verstappen is, to where we aren't all freaking out. The fact that he started P17 and is in P1. I'm losing my mind as we speak. What is going on? This is coming from a couple years ago. I was a deep-rooted Max Verstappen hater. I was a hater. I wanted this guy to lose every race. I wanted Red Bull to be at the back of the grid. And now look at him. Now he's just, oh my goodness, this guy. Now he's just, I can't lie. I love talent. I love good talent. And I love good rivalries. And I love good driving. And this guy is going, oh, this guy is going, oh. Max Verstappen, pound for pound, is one of the GOATs, bro. At his age as well, come on, man, please. Take a breather. Take a breather. Honestly, take a breather. That's all I really had to say. I'm going to finish watching the Grand Prix. We're on lap 51 right now. Norris is in 6th place. Max Verstappen is in 1st with a 6-second lead. Oh, this could all change in 1 minute, and I hope it doesn't crash out or anything. But at the same time, I can't believe what I'm seeing. How can Norris is not this bad at driving? There is no way Norris is this bad at driving. There's no way. 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 There's no way. You need a little bit of skill. You need a bit of luck. Max Verstappen had a little bit of luck this race, but damn, has he shown a lot of skill. He's shown a lot of skill. So yeah, that's it. I'll catch up with everyone later. Are we all square? Yeah, we are. Okay. How much subscribers do we have? Welcome back. Well, 2,700. Okay, wait, let me start that again. Okay. Hello and welcome back. All 2,774 subscribers. It has been a minute. And I'm sure there'll be, or I will explain why I've had such an absence. Some of you will know, some of you might not know. None of you will really know the whole extent of the issue. But just to start off, it's been a good season. Like, it's been a good season. I didn't really have anything specific. Well, I did. I have something specific in mind for this video. But I didn't really want to just stick to one railroaded thing because there are a few things I want to touch on, a few things that I've missed. One of the reasons I haven't made a video because the way the season's panned out at this current state in time, as far as YouTube goes, I didn't want to keep churning out the same type of it. I could probably have predicted what mistakes and what things were probably going to happen in the Grand Prix. That did kind of happen. And it felt kind of, cheap to be milking out some of the stuff that was going on. So that was one of the reasons why I didn't make a video. But the start of the... Okay, also this is going to be done in one take. So, if I fuck up, then, we're cooked. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is that this season hasn't actually been boring. To talk to anyone by preseason testing, talk to anyone by Bahrain, even me, I was saying, like, yeah, we're cooked, we're done. Pardon my brain rot terminology. I've been hanging around people that have been using TikTok and it started to rub off of me. But I've been saying, we're done. Like, the season is genuinely over. Pack it in. But it seems like somewhere, not even like Miami, but somewhere down the line, we've genuinely managed to get a good season. And I'm not just talking about in terms of the championship, the obvious championship battle. I'm talking about George wins. I'm talking about Lewis wins. I'm talking about Piastri causing a little bit of team havoc in that team. I'm talking about this whole saga with Daniel Ricciardo and Yuki Tsunoda and Sergio Perez. I'm talking about Kevin Magnussen and Nico Hulkenberg, their little battles, and Hulkenberg doing some amazing performances. I'm talking about all these different things. I'm talking about Colapinto coming in and doing an amazing job. I'm talking about Alex Albon, really setting some good pace. I'm talking about all these different things, these things that have been going on that have made it so that this season has been very enjoyable to watch. There are so many things to watch out for during a race, so many smaller stories. And I think that genuinely does create a good F1 season. And I'm thankful that we have this F1 season because I will be honest, even I was saying, you know what, this is going to be a really hard season to talk about because, in a sense it has, because although we have had different things to talk about and a lot of different things have gone on this season, it's been a case, other than like the freak ones like, Lewis winning at Silverstone or George pulling off a one stop or, when Norris absolutely dominates in the Netherlands, it has been, results-wise, rather predictable. But other than that, I think it has been very enjoyable to watch and just to consume as a fan. And at the end of the day, that's what I am. Although I make videos and I have 2.7k subscribers, I'm just a fan. I just like to enjoy the sport. I like watching the sport just like anyone. And, you know, having stepped away, because I didn't watch a couple of F1 races like live. I watched them all on replay, I'll be honest. I watched back most of the races on replay, but like when I missed them live, and then I come back to watch. I'm like, oh wow, like because I have like predictions in my head. Okay, I've missed the race, but I guess this might have happened. And then I'll come back and I watch and I go, oh wow, this happened. Like it has been such a delight to watch this season. This season has been so good. If I had to change one thing about this season, um, if I had to change one thing about this season, I would have nerfed the Red Bull even more because McLaren are ridiculous. They're just not that great. They just really aren't that great. Which is tying me into my next thing that we're going to talk about, which is the championship battle. We're going to speed through this because it's meant to be a quick video. So, the championship battle, right? From the get go, I've said this, and I think it's been pretty clear from my point of view. If you were to reverse the roles and you were to give Norris a 150-point lead at the start of the season, and then from Miami onwards, Max Verstappen had the quickest car, there is no doubt in my mind, or I think anyone's mind really, that Max wins this championship. He doesn't only win the championship, he wins it by a disgusting margin. Could you imagine if Norris was the one in Max's position trying to defend the championship? This guy can barely win with the fastest car on the grid, let alone when the car is the second fastest, third fastest. I think it is a testament that Max truly does deserve this title. And I wouldn't call myself a Max hater. In fact, I quite like Max. I think he's an amazing, I think he's a generational talent. I think the only thing that you could probably put against me for Max Verstappen is obviously I'm a Lewis fan, so 2021. But as far as by the by goes, Max Verstappen deserves this championship. There is just no question about it. Put anyone else other than maybe Fernando Alonso and Lewis in. Okay, so other than the fact that you could maybe call me a Max Verstappen, a low-key Max Verstappen here, even though I'm not, even though I do love Max. And Max is genuinely one of my favorite drivers on the grid. Max is one of my favorite drivers on the grid. Christian, I think, is my favorite team principal. He would be the one that if he left, I would be the saddest. You know, even though I'm a Mercedes fan, Christian has so much personality, and he really is he is a proper team principal, especially when he's allowed to like. Obviously, okay, we're gonna get onto Christian Horner in a bit, but when he is like at full peak Horner. Not Horn Dog. Horner. He is like my favorite team principal. My absolute favorite team principal. Him and Toe, Toe and Fred Vasseur. Oh my goodness, bro. There's just something about Andre Stella and what's his name? Zach Brown. They just don't give me that ruthless vibe. Like they are going to win no matter what. They don't give me that. But like Christian's a winner. Like you can tell he's a winner. But as far as the championship battle has been going, like I said, if you switch the roles, there is no chance on this earth Max is even this up to discussion. He is going to win every single race. He's going to win every single race. He's going to be taking 10, 15 points out of you. He's going to do this all from the get-go. And not only that, Red Bull are going to wake up from the beginning and go, oh snap, we have the quickest car. Time to work. It's time to work. It's time to sacrifice Sergio. Because although there have been some mistakes going on, I think the main thing in this championship battle is that if Norris loses the championship, it genuinely is his fault. Like, it is his fault. Max Verstappen should not be winning this championship. He just shouldn't. From Miami, round 6, Max had the fastest car. From Miami onwards, basically all of the races, McLaren has had the fastest car. Even if you were to say that Max has done a great job and whatever, he should have closed him down basically over 100 points, considering the fact that Mercedes have had some weekends when they're, just disgustingly good. Ferrari, like this weekend in Austin, they've been, oh my goodness, Ferrari in Austin was such a beaut. Oh, I loved it. I loved it. The way Charles just got out there, controlled the pace. It really made me think to myself that I think another championship battle between Ferrari and Red Bull, Charles versus Max, I do think it would go so much differently. Now that Charles is just he just has so much more development. His tire management is so much better. His tire management is so much better. I love it. I love his tire management. Okay, I know this is like it's not nerdy stuff, but like obviously we love seeing great overtakes. But something about seeing a driver, right? So let's just use Charles for example, and let's just say Max. Let's just say Max, right? Let's say Charles and Max both are on medium tires, right? And they both have 10 laps on their tires. But Charles, and their cars are roughly the same type of pace that weekend. But Charles is going like, 4 tenths quicker in the last stages of his stint because he manages to keep his tires. But throughout the whole stint, they've been keeping pace with each other. But it just blows my mind because I'm just like, how is it possible for you to go just as fast as the guy behind you, but still manage to keep so much more tires? The skill is that is the type of stuff that just blows my mind. His tire management, the mix of the pace of the car, the way Ferrari, oh my goodness, love that. We love to see it. Tire management, good tire management, one of my favorite things to see. But yeah, Ferrari were a dream. On weekends like that, on weekends like Silverstone, on weekends, these times, Red Bull is the third best car because McLaren were better than Red Bull in Austin. Red Bull the third best car. How the heck has Max managed to get third? Obviously, we know the stewarding decisions. Yes, it wasn't a penalty. That just is the case. It wasn't a penalty. Not all of them. I think maybe one by Pierre Gasly, but basically all of the penalties were dumb. There's no other way to put them. They were dumb because the way Austin works is that, yeah, you can run side by side, but someone is gonna go off. It just is the way the track just works, and they know this because they didn't put gravel on the outside for a reason. It lends itself to it. All I'm saying is that like just let him go, because the battle seemed fair. Even when like Valtteri Bottas got pushed off the track by George Russell, he was pushed. He was pushed off the track in the sense that he went off track when they were side by side. But at the same time, George, like, it's going to be very hard for George to give him a cars. Like, George would have to slow down. George would have to concede the position to allow him the chance, And in the sense of just letting them race, I think it was very good and very fair. Also, George had an amazing weekend as well. He really came through the points. He came through the position, sorry. And it was just very smooth. I looked him every now and again. I just kept seeing him go up and up and up. Never really got held by too many back markers or cars at the back of the grid, which is always a big thing coming through. I was going to say something about Sergio Perez, but, we'll talk about Sergio in a second. Let me just switch this on for a second. But yeah, the way this championship battle is unfolding, in my opinion, I would like Max Verstappen to win it because he is the worthy person to win it. If Norris wins it, is because Max's car ran out of performance. That just is. There is no way in a championship with Norris. I think this has settled it. Even if Norris wins the championship, I think this settles it. The fact that from my round in a 24 race season, oh my god, is nobody deep in this? Norris has had basically 18 rounds to catch Max. 18! The 2020 season had 17 races. That doesn't... The 2020 season had 17 races. Norris had 18 to catch Max when Max's car was between second, third, and sometimes fourth fastest on the grid if Ferrari and Mercedes were doing okay. And you mean to tell me he couldn't do it? Or he barely did it? Or he's trying to do a little Abu Dhabi 2021 where he goes into the last lap? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. There is no universe in which Norris genuinely deserves this title on equal playing field. There's no universe. And there is no universe in which Norris will win this title unless Max either DNFs or his car has zero performance left. Because band for band, if we're going pace for pace, car for car, put them in equal machinery, there is no chance Max gets touched. There is no chance Max even sees Norris in his wing mirrors because of how far behind he is. You wouldn't even see him. Like, this puts into perspective how good Max is, that we are making a championship battle. And it's not even like a brawn situation where, you know, the other teams are actually like, no, Norris could genuinely have won basically every, other than like the freak outliers like Austin, in which Ferrari clearly had the fastest car in race trim by a decent margin. Norris could have won basically every race. Basically every race. He's struggling to beat his teammate. He's struggling to be his teammate. Like, he can't even. Everyone's saying that. Oh, what was it that's been floating around? Everyone been saying that makes him sound so deep. They've been saying, oh, McLaren want Piastri to be boss, but Norris ain't Hamilton. Yeah, it's kind of true. One of the best things about Hamilton, Bottas, and that Perez Verstappen is, you know the real thing that made it work was that even if Bottas could say something about it, right, he couldn't, because the Hamilton was better than him most races, 99% of races. Hamilton just was ahead, and points wise, he just was so far ahead. So there wasn't really any reason for it. Same thing, even more so with Perez, but with Piastri, I mean, pace wise, if Piastri had better luck at the start of the season, I'll be honest, you know, like, it'd be really hard to convince him. It'd be really hard to convince him. And I think next season, if McLaren do have second fastest car again, I don't think they're going to be able to convince him, because Piastri is going to be like, okay, no, I'm not doing that, which is fine, which is a-okay. Okay, I've been talking for quite a bit, so let's move on to Red Bull and McLaren, their fuck-ups. Okay, sorry for the swearing, actually. My bad, I won't swear for the rest of the video. Maybe that's a lie, maybe that's the truth, we'll find out. Okay, so McLaren's have two fuck-ups. Well, see, I broke it immediately. McLaren have messed up twice. The first time they messed up, right, was not starting the championship battle soon enough. When I mean that, is like, would you remember that, like, middle period where McLaren were like, oh, we don't want to put team orders in, we just want to make sure we're just racing, we're not sure we're in the championship? That is a loser mentality. Winning mentality is, I'm going to throw everything at the wall the second I have a chance. They should have thrown everything at the wall. It was obvious to everyone but them. I'm sure it was obvious to Red Bull as well. Even now I'm making videos saying Red Bull are not going to win the Constructors, but again, we're going to talk about that in a second. That was their first mistake. Their second mistake is Norris's lack of talent. I'm going to say lack of talent because he doesn't... Okay, that's a lie. He doesn't lack talent. He just doesn't have Max Verstappen type talent, you know? Like, he's quick. He's very quick. He's got some great qualities to him, Norris. But he just isn't Max Verstappen. Like, he just isn't Max Verstappen. And it just is apparent. It's apparent that if you stick anyone in that Red Bull position, they're not going to have a chance at winning the championship except for Max. And it's apparent that if you to switch Norris and Max, that Norris would have no chance against a Max that is charging at him with more car pace, or whatever you want to call it, more time. So that just is the case. So, a mess up from both team and driver, which is coincidentally the same thing that kind of happened to Ferrari. Messing up from team, strategy, reliability, pit calls, pit stops, when to sacrifice a driver, Carlos Sainz's car burning, Matteo Binotto being a bit of a clown. Yeah, that's happened to Ferrari, and then obviously Charles had his no moments. He has his Imolas. He had, what other mistakes was Charles making that season? Yeah, that's the two ones that spring to mind. But like, he had those type of moments a couple times, just enough times to make you go, oh, yeah. Maybe we might want to rain check this whole championship battle thing. But as far as Red Bull side, Red Bull only really have one actual mistake. Obviously, they could obviously have made their car quicker, but we know how car development goes. McLaren have been making big strides. Let's just assume McLaren were gonna, like, their development was just so strong, even if Red Bull like barely. Let's just assume that their biggest mistake was not fucking firing Sergio Perez. What the fuck is wrong with you, Red Bull? Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I said I wouldn't swear, but oh my goodness, how dumb are you? He didn't even cost you second in the championship. He cost you first. He didn't just cost you first. He cost you second too. They are going to finish third. Oh my, If Mercedes wasn't so up and down, I guarantee Red Bull would be in big trouble for fourth. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I was looking at the standings and I was like, oh my goodness. I wish in my hardest of hearts that we could just see, because I already know deep in my heart that Helmut Marko somewhere in the world right now is going to Christian Horner saying, why didn't you sell this, and then put in some sort of Mexican slur after it? Why didn't you sell this? Because they should have. They should have taken this guy out. Fucking pay him 50 mil to get him out that seat. Yuki Tsunoda. Okay, first thing, they switched Daniel too late. They should have switched Daniel at the halfway point in the season. That would have been a clean break. Not only that, not only did they switch him too late, they didn't do it right. They didn't do it correctly. Clearly, this was a conflicting decision that wasn't okay, Daniel's definitely going to be out of the state. Because even when he left, nobody really knew he was going to leave. And I'm kind of sad that Daniel, did leave, although I did make multiple videos saying that he needs to be, someone needs to, exile him from the Red Bull factory. I think they should have handled it better. I think Daniel is a great driver, and they should have respected him enough to handle it better. And I think they should have come to their senses early enough to realize Daniel wasn't getting that Red Bull seat. Everyone knew it. Everyone knew it. As soon as they were genuinely negotiating 2-year contracts with Sergio Perez, you should have known Daniel was gone. Because if you're genuinely considering keeping Perez, Daniel is not the threat here. He ain't a factor. Daniel and Perez are the same damn age. They're the same damn age. And I feel like Red Bull started to grow some balls by the end of the season. But it's too late. It's too late. It's too late. Because if they did this earlier, they could have genuinely had a good run out seeing Lawson. It's just too late. It's too late for this. What they should have done is they should have switched Perez. They should have switched Perez with Yuki. And then it would have been a straight fight between Daniel and Perez. Whoever performs better will keep their seat. The other will make way for Lawson. And if Yuki doesn't perform by the end of the season, you can either switch him out or boot him out for whoever there is. You gave him an extra year contract because he was bodying Daniel. That's what you should have done. Because then it would have been a straight fight between Perez and Daniel. But now it feels like, what the heck did you do? Yuki just sitting there idle while you've clearly got Lawson in to try and make some sort of pathway for him. But Yuki has been the bell. Yeah, Red Bull made a driver error. They made a driver error, and it cost them. But it's hard to tell how much they cost them. Let's say Perez was, 2020. Let's say Perez was 2020 Perez. Would they have still kept? They wouldn't have kept first, obviously, but would they be fighting for second? It's hard to tell. Maybe not. I will be honest. Maybe not. Maybe in the sense that, if Perez would have scooped up more points at the start of the season and he would have dropped less points later on in the season. So there is a good chance they would have still kept position. But at the same time, it's you never really know. It's if, buts, whatever. If my grandmother had wheels, she would have been a bike. So yeah. But that's all I really wanted to talk about for F1 wise. If you're not concerned with this channel, you can click off. This is a little bit of explanation why I'm to this channel. I'm gonna run through it. Okay, so since my last video, I was moving where I lived. You can notice this is not my regular room. I was moving where I lived, and the night before I moved, my stuff was stolen. A lot of my stuff was stolen, and so I was in a pretty downbeat situation. I'll be honest. I was in a bit of a bad place. Not a bad place, he's mentally in such a bad place, but I was just really mad. I was really mad by the whole thing. Not only that, I also didn't want to make the same type of videos, so it kind of compounded to where I didn't want to make the same type of videos anyways, and my stuff got stolen. That I used some of the stuff that I used to record as well, and my bank cards and everything got stolen. So it was well, I kind of want to make different type of videos, but at the same time, I don't really got my stuff either. And I kind of spiraled then. And then my birthday came. And from there, it was time just started moving quick after my birthday. So my birthday was in September 22nd, in case you're wondering. Time started moving quickly. I posted a video. I didn't like that video before I posted it. I posted it. It just didn't really resonate. It didn't even get views as well. So like, why the heck am I posting a video that I don't like? I don't want to post it, and nobody wants to see it. That doesn't make any sense. I think I private that video too. But other than that, we're back. I don't know what else to say, but we're back. This should be. I should be making videos twice a week, at least twice a week. I can't remember how long I can't remember how much videos a week I was making before. I think somewhere in the region of like 2 to 3 times a week. Somewhere in the region of 2 to 3 times a week. I know at least twice a week, roughly, at least twice a week. But yeah, I'm back. I'm actually back. You should be expecting videos twice a week. We are gonna again. I say this a lot, but we're gonna like slightly change the video we're gonna be making, just because again, some of the type videos are very generic, and I feel like they're everywhere on YouTube. So go watch theirs. I don't really mind. So I'm just gonna try and post what I want to post, and if you want to watch it, you can watch it. It's good to be back. It really is good to be back. It's good to talk about F1. It's good to be back in the F1 like sphere world. I have been active on my Discord. I will be active on my Discord from now on. I will be a good Discord mod, I guess. My Discord mod, my own Discord. I don't know, but I will be a lot more active there, and yeah, expect more videos. Expect just changes. Just expect changes. But other than that, it's been a real pleasure. All 2,774 subscribers. Yes, I remember 2,774 subscribers. That was a bit of a tongue twister. I'll see you later. This is Mexico Grand Prix weekend. So yeah, Roi Seek. Ciao, ciao.